Fill your cup with whatever you're drinking. Come join me on this next video. Welcome back to the shop. Last night we had some tornadoes come through. Thankfully, they didn't come very close to us. There was one that was north of us, but some friends of ours had some that came within a block of them. So we're grateful that they're okay, but our heart goes out to a lot of those others that have lost homes and have had a lot of damage. Thankfully, most of the people that we know were covered, and so hopefully they'll be able to recover soon. But it's cold and wet and windy outside, so I can't think of some place better to be than right here in the shop. And I've got a project here that I've been wanting to do, and that is to restore this workbench. You might recognize it. It's where I do angle grinding and die grinding and polishing of the tools and getting rid of the rust and all that kind of thing. And it has worked very well, but I have some ideas of things that I want to change about it, and I think there'll be improvements. So I thought I'd go ahead and do that today and share it with you. So come on down here and join me as we get this cleaned up and get this bench to a place where it will be even more functional than it is now. You can see what we have here is just a cable spool, and I like getting these things and using them as benches. You can usually get them inexpensively. Sometimes if you know somebody, you can almost get them for free. But I like taking these. They are of a good wood. I don't know if it's treated lumber or not, but, and I say good wood, I mean it's good for being outside. It's not really good for much else. It's usually nails and things all over in it. And this is just good to be able to use and be able to bang up and get dirty. I like to put legs on them. I usually use treated 2x6s. 2x8s work really well as well. But I take these legs and I usually somewhere between 12 inches and 16 inches, I'll cut them off and I taper them, do parallel miter cuts at 10 degrees, and that gives a broader base. I always put 3 legs on it so that it's always stable. It'll never rock no matter where you put it. It's not going to rock or move. So with the angles on there, gives a broader base, 3 feet, make it so that it's not gonna rock or move on you very easily. So let's get the top cut out and set up on here, and we'll clean this up, organize it a little bit, and we'll take a look at the final product when we get it done. So if you've been watching for any length of time, you may remember when we restored the Trammel. If you haven't watched that video, I will try to remember to put this video in the description and you'll be able to go back to it and see it. But I'm going to use it. It's a perfect opportunity to use it because I don't think I have any kind of a compass or anything to make that large of radius. So we measured across here, and this is 31, a little over 31 and a half. And so we're going to be looking for center. And what I want is to cut an arc over here and leave this end square. So I'm going to guesstimate the middle here, and we'll put this right here and we'll make a mark. Then we'll come over on this side at that height and we'll make another mark. We'll come over here, set it there on that edge, and make another mark which comes out. It looks like we're perfect. We've got that set perfectly. So now I'm going to take and put this point right here, and we're going to strike our arc. That worked perfectly. All right, let's take a quick tour of our workspace here. We've got the new top on there, but I think I want to do that last. So let's come down here. Already talked about the legs and the importance of having the 3 feet and the angles so that you have a nice broad base. You saw me put on the electric tape there for plugging in tools, and that is going to work great. We have tape and our cutoff wheels right there next to that. Over here we have our grinding wheels, and then we have our flat discs for doing grinding and sanding as well. We've got that second shelf to be able to hold our clamps and file, our cutter there, our little hacksaw. We've got our die grinder can. I think I'm going to keep that. I kind of like the way that works, and we've got a few extra things down in there. I wanted to mention the reason I did this top the way I did is because I can clamp to have a corner that sticks out here nicely to clamp to it. If I want to clamp to something a little thicker, I can go back there where I've got some more thickness, but I think this is going to work out well and help me in our projects. So from our flat discs, we have access now to the center for extra things, and we'll be able to keep a few extra things in there. It's not just wasted space, so I'm glad for that. And then we have our polishing wheels, and these things here are polishing. That's 40 grit, 80. We've got 220 grit, 400 grit, all the way up to 600 grit, and then we can go to our die grinders. So I am happy with the way this turned out. Come up here on the top, we've got a pair of gloves, our square, our can full of water to keep our metal cooled. We've got our pencil for marking. This here are the wrenches for the die grinders. This is the wrench for the angle grinder. Got our angle grinder up here and ready to go. And then I like these kinds of, this concept of keeping a caddy, a workbench caddy. I have one for drill bits and drill accessories. I need to do a video on that sometime, but everything is right here. I won't have to be digging through that bucket to be able to find what I need for my die grinders. Everything's right up here. Got my oiler, and so we'll be ready to go. Cut off wheels, everything will be right up here. If we need the whole top, we can move this stuff off, but hopefully we can keep this somewhat organized like this. Well, this was a lot of fun. It was a fun project. I really am happy with the way it turned out. It's not something that we'll be putting up for display, but it's something that I'll be using regularly. I'm sure it's going to get grimy and dirty with all kinds of metal dust and rust and things like that that we'll be cleaning, but it'll be very functional and be able to get a lot of projects put together here. So I just want to thank you so much for joining me, taking the time. Do share this video with friends that you might think will enjoy this content. That is always helpful. We're always looking for new viewers and more viewers, and we're so glad that you stopped by. Also give us a thumbs up. That helps us in the algorithms and gets us out there to more people. Trying to build the channel yet, and I sure am excited about what we've got coming up for this summer. Hope you'll join me on each one of those. Have a great day. God bless.